He was on the run for decades, but tonight this fugitive's luck has run out. Plus, medical marijuana now open for business. The new dispensary that's guaranteed to be a prescription for controversy. First Coast News at 11 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Austin. We're going to get to those stories in just a moment, but first, let's talk about that interview with President Donald Trump. You were probably watching it right here on ABC 25. It's his first interview as Commander-in-Chief. He spoke exclusively to ABC News about a variety of topics. He also talked about getting lonely with his wife and young son in New York, but perhaps the most hot-button issue, President Trump vowed to build that border wall, and he said construction would begin within months.
Are you going to direct U.S. funds to pay for this wall? Will American taxpayers pay for the wall?
Ultimately, it'll come out of what's happening with Mexico. We're going to be starting those negotiations relatively soon, and we will be in a form reimbursed by Mexico, which I've always said.
So they'll pay us back?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yes.
So the American taxpayer will pay for the wall at first?
All it is we'll be reimbursed at a later date from whatever transaction we make from Mexico.
Now, the president also ordered criminals without proper documents to be deported and cut off federal money for cities that don't cooperate with immigration authorities, those so-called sanctuary cities. And we're digging deeper tonight into this controversial issue. Our sister station in Texas, they've been doing a lot of research about this. In fact, they went and spoke with people who live along the border. Jason Whiteley has that story for us tonight.
The name is called Granjeno.
It is a small Texas town, 1,700 miles from D.C.
This is where I live.
And ground zero for the nation's anxieties.
I voted for Trump.
About illegal immigration.
This is your backyard.
Yeah, this is our backyard.
Border Patrol often buzzes by Elizabeth Oliveira's house.
I'm happy. I'm really for the wall. Anything to keep us secure, why not?
You already have a wall or a big fence here. Is it working?
No, because there's a lot of gaps.
This is part of the existing wall. A lot of people forget it's here. It dates back to the George W. Bush administration. It's about 2 stories high or so. And despite its height and another 4-foot chain link fence, people still cross here. You tweeted that the wall is a scarecrow?
Is a multi-billion-dollar scarecrow. That's all it is. We're going to put it out in the fields, going to scare away a few people for a little while, and then people start going under it, over it, or through it. Take your choice, but they're going to find a way through, just the way humanity is.
Ruben Villarreal is a Republican, a former mayor, and encourages his party to be smart.
The solution is technology, not a wall, you think?
Technology and people.
Last week in Washington, Dallas Congressman Pete Sessions suggested something similar.
You know, I took what he said seriously, but I take it as an analogy. I think what he wants is operational control of the border, because if you simply build a wall, people will dig underneath it or knock it down.
And that's the unanswered question. Will Trump build a literal wall or a virtual one? Border residents like Mrs. Oliveira's are skeptical and realistic, but welcome new approaches to an old situation.
Now it's up to Congress to decide how much to spend and what exactly on. Those are debates to play out in D.C., some 2,000 miles away from where residents here on the Texas border await action. In South Texas, Jason Whiteley, First Coast News.
And you can count on First Coast News for continuing coverage on this issue. Back here at home, 2 Duval County students have been arrested for bringing weapons to school. The first incident happened at Fletcher Middle School. Police found a student with a starter pistol and a knife. And then not too long after that, a student at First Coast High School was also found with a gun. No one was hurt in either case, but administrators encourage parents to talk with their kids about the consequences of bringing guns to school. On the west side of Jacksonville, a disturbing discovery in a school cafeteria. The principal of Crystal Springs Elementary tells us insects were found in students' food, and they don't know how the pest got there. The food will now be prepared off-site until the area is thoroughly cleaned. The principal says all the food preparation equipment will be sanitized or replaced if necessary. This next story, an escaped inmate on the run for decades. He's finally been captured. And where was he captured? Well, right in Clay County. Our Honey Rodriguez has answers on how he was able to elude police for so long.
64-year-old Stephen York turned himself in here at the Clay County Jail on Wednesday after hiding from police for more than 20 years. Investigators say the reason why he got away with it is because he was using the identity of a dead infant by the name of Joel Haynes. That is also the only name his wife says she knew him by. She says it feels like being in a bad movie. The woman who says she has been married to Joel Haynes didn't want to go on camera, but told me she wasn't aware of her husband's double life. She said she didn't know anyone by the name of Stephen York. She also said they've been living at this house in Middleburg for more than 30 years. Wednesday's news came as a shock. She says she drove York to the Clay County Jail herself. The man was hiding from police for decades after escaping a prison in North Carolina for armed robbery. Police say York was using the identity of a dead infant by the name of Joel Haynes. Back in August, the Clay County Sheriff's Office responded to a crash. One of the drivers was York. When police ran his license, it showed Joel Haynes was deceased in 1949. The Clay County Sheriff's Office conducted an investigation which revealed Joel Haynes' real identity as Stephen York. York used a fraudulent name to get a new driver's license, register his car, and open a bank account. York is now facing a number of charges stemming from identity theft and not including his escape from prison. For now in Clay County, I'm Honey Rodriguez with First Coast News.
Beautiful warm sunshine this afternoon. Most of us in the lower 80s farther inland and the upper 70s closer to the coast. I was at Mainspring Academy's Special Olympics this afternoon. Quite an awesome, very happy, cheerful bunch. But man, those blue skies were fantastic. The kiddos were loving it. They had an awesome soccer event out there, a little bit of the dribble action, shooting some goals. So thank you guys for inviting me out to that. However, tomorrow for the kids at the bus stop, it's going to be a different story. We aren't going to see those blue skies like what we saw today. We're going to see increasing clouds tonight and also temperatures a little milder than what we woke up to this morning. They'll be in the upper 50s and lower 60s. So for Seabreeze Elementary near Jacksonville Beach, 62. For Eastside Elementary out in Lake City, 57 degrees for you guys. Glendale up in Brunswick also right near 60 degrees. Now we are going to see rain move in tomorrow, mainly by the mid-morning hours, and it pushes out of here by the early afternoon, about 3 o'clock or so. Not picking up a whole lot of rain as far as the inches go, but your rain gauge could see about 1/10 of an inch. We'll tell you though when it actually arrives on the hour-by-hour forecast, and also the very chilly air that's behind this cold front. Anthony will have that in about 10 minutes.
All right, thank you, Lauren. Let's talk about medical marijuana right now. Did you know that there is a new facility right here in Jacksonville? Knox Medical out of Orlando just received a license to open a facility right off of San Jose in Mandarin. Our Stephen Dial went there tonight.
I've done every pain pill, every muscle relaxer, every prescription pill that we can try.
Earlier this month, we introduced you to Gabriel George. He's a Navy veteran who got into an accident back in 2008. His right arm is paralyzed and suffers from severe nerve damage. He recently received medical marijuana from Knox Medical.
So I'm able to do more, I'm smiling more, I'm able to eat without it hurting or causing more problems to it, and just to get back and doing things with my daughter.
Wednesday, the Orlando-based company received a license to open a dispensary in Jacksonville. The store will be on San Jose Boulevard.
If it's going to help people, I think it's okay. I'm just a little concerned that it needs to be regulated.
Lisa Gardner is a mother who works near where the dispensary will be located. Medical marijuana became legal in Florida this year. The company makes low THC marijuana in oil form. People can only purchase it by getting a prescription. Doctors say the oil doesn't get you high, but it helps with pain. Tia Jackson is okay with people using the drug. She just wants it in the hands of those who really need it.
My concern is it opening doors to other avenues to where if it's not regulated or if, anyone can walk into a doctor's office and get a prescription for, something like that don't actually need it and they're using it for recreational, that's what I worry about.
Knox Medical will open the location in Jacksonville sometime in the spring. In Mandarin, Stephen Dial, First Coast News.
It's an issue with a lot of neighborhoods on the north side.
A car burglar is busted on crystal clear video. You see him right there. What he gets away with is not even worth it. Plus, going to college for free the push to make that happen for more students in the Sunshine State. We're back in just a few minutes. Right now, people in the Rolling Acres estates, they need your help tonight. They are fed up after a series of car break-ins, and they want the people responsible, the bad guys that you see right here, caught. You're looking at surveillance video from the most recent incident showing at least one teenager, they say, breaking into a car. The car doors were unlocked. The head of the HOA is hoping someone can recognize the person in the video.
We're hoping that somebody would recognize who those teenagers are and they will report it. Go ahead and call JSO.
The teens in the video only ended up taking about $5 and change. But Judy Ward says cameras helped solve a previous car break-in in September, so they're optimistic they can also solve this crime. Some major changes could be coming, and that will make it easier for students to pay for college in Florida. A new bill called Restore Our Bright Futures could lower the standards required to enroll in the program and possibly get free college tuition. Last year, students needed a 1290 SAT score to get the award. If the bill is passed, you'd only need a 1275. The bill would also expand Bright Futures to include summer courses. Now to a story that's trending online tonight. Philadelphia has banned employers from asking about salary history during interviews. The mayor says he wants to end wage discrimination, with women still making significantly less than men. Some against the law saying it goes just too far in dictating how employers interact with potential workers. Women in Florida are paid 85 cents for every dollar a man earns. The governor's new tax cut could impact your family budget tonight. Governor Rick Scott visited the River City to kick off his Fighting for Florida's Future campaign. He made a quick stop at About Floors and More. That's over on San Jose Boulevard. The governor is proposing to cut $618 million in taxes to help Florida families and small businesses.
You're competing for customers, part of its price, part of its quality, part of its service. So we've got to do everything we can to drive the cost of being in our state down as much as we can.
Other tax cuts the governor is proposing include a 10-day back-to-school sales tax holiday and a 3-day sales tax holiday for military veterans. He also wants to eliminate sales tax charged on college textbooks. Well, tonight the world is saying goodbye to an icon. Fans are paying tribute to Mary Tyler Moore by leaving flowers at her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The actress, producer, and diabetes advocate changed the landscape of television forever. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has more on her lasting legacy.
Here in the newsroom. Associate producer, can you believe that?
Mary Tyler Moore inspired single women everywhere to follow their dreams as memorable Minneapolis news producer Mary Richards on The Mary Tyler Moore Show.
You got spunk.
Well,
born in Brooklyn, New York, an aspiring dancer, she soon starred in dozens of commercials, which led to several television appearances. Then in the 1960s, Carl Reiner cast her as Laura Petrie on The Dick Van Dyke Show.
don't play innocent with me, Rob. You found it and you opened it, didn't you?
Moore's comedic energy lit up the screen and a star was born. Her success continued in the 70s with The Mary Tyler Moore Show, where, along with her sidekick Rhoda, Moore showed single working women could have it all. With 7 Emmy Awards and 3 Golden Globes on the shelf, Moore was also nominated for a Best Actress Oscar for her role in the 1980s film Ordinary People. In her memoir, After All, Moore acknowledged she was a recovering alcoholic. She also publicly discussed her struggle with diabetes, spending many years raising money to fund medical research. After more than 50 years on television and in films, her memory continues to inspire. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
The Dow hit a major milestone today. The stock market hit 20,000 for the first time ever. For some perspective, when President Obama took office, the Dow was at about 8,000. At the end of his 8 years, it grew to above 18,000. Well, it was a foggy morning across the First Coast. It was so foggy in that area there that you see US 17 was also closed in Putnam County temporarily. So can we expect fog tomorrow? Well, I believe the answer is no.
You are so right. You've been paying attention to my forecast. It's going to be a little too breezy for the fog to kind of stick around. Basically, the fog is just those, I guess, water droplets that are kind of floating in our atmosphere, and it just is when it gets really dewy and really muggy out there. But although we're expecting showers tomorrow morning. I don't think we're really going to be seeing as widespread fog like we did this morning. The showers are going to be moving in by the morning hours, but the bulk of them passing through Jacksonville by midday. Then we've got chilly sunshine on the way for Friday and Saturday as well. But you're going to want to be using that hashtag FCNBurr as you head into the weekend. Maybe you've got to snuggle up the pets, throw a couple extra blankets on the beds. Maybe you're going to have a bonfire with the neighbors this weekend. It's going to be nice to kind of feel a little bit more like winter because, of course, it is still winter time, but it hasn't felt like it. We've got that front that is still well out to our west. It's going to continue to creep closer to our area. You see a couple of those little showers out west by Gainesville, Lake City, Waycross early in the morning, but the bulk of them rolling through by the mid-afternoon hours, and it's out of here by early afternoon, even by newscast time. If you're joining us at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, the showers should, for the most part, be offshore. So tonight, things are going to be mild. The cold isn't here just yet. 55 degrees with increasing clouds. Some of you are already seeing them out west. Breezy overall out of the southwest. Patchy fog still possible, but way out to our southwest, mainly along I-75 and for that west coast of Florida. East coast along the beaches, we're just going to be a little too breezy. Temperatures in the lower 60s. Then tomorrow, we don't warm up quite as much as what we did today. 72 degrees with those cloudy skies and the showers from time to time. And they'll be breezy, very quick moving showers. We'll show you here on a closer up futurecast. This is 6:30 in the morning tomorrow. Very light sprinkles. Not expecting any heavy downpours for that morning commute, but some of the roadways still going to be slick. Most of you in St. John's, Flagler, even Putnam counties, you're going to be staying dry. But then look at this. By noontime, the showers out of southeast Georgia. You begin to clear up actually with just lingering clouds. But then about 1 o'clock or so, moving through Duval County, Clay County, Middleburg, getting a lot of those showers down through Keystone and Stark and even into Alachua County. But this 5 o'clock in the afternoon, very, very light leftover moisture, but overall we're going to be watching those clouds move through overnight with that cold front passing offshore. Then we begin to clear up by Friday with the colder air arriving by Friday morning. 39 degrees, 35 Saturday morning, 37 Sunday morning, and the cool temperatures really last quite a while here. It's not going to be a quick cold snap. We're going to see bouts of cool air that keep things a bit seasonable or just below seasonable after Thursday. So the showers move through midday. Remember, we're clear by about 5 or 6 in the afternoon, and then that's when the cold arrives by Friday morning. Alyssa Lang, over to you.
All right, well, Gator fans and Lauren were hoping that the boys would avoid a 3-game losing skid tonight. We'll have the highlights from there and around the state. Plus, Jags GM Dave Caldwell talking Big Cats from the Senior Bowl. That's next in sports. Could the Florida Gators end their losing skid and avoid dropping 3 straight? 1 to the Gamecocks, 1 to Vandy, and hopefully not another to LSU tonight. Looks like it was not that hard, though. Already with a double-digit lead early in the second, Egbunu off the glass and 1. Gets the 3-point play there, and they'd keep it up. Casey Hill would add on, bouncing another one in. Florida posts over 100 on the Tigers tonight. Your final out of Baton Rouge, 106-71. Florida State traveled to Georgia Tech tonight, and it was not a good night for the Noles. Georgia Tech here with the slam to take an early 10-2 lead. And then they're going to keep going again from the outside, 17-4 now. Let's just get to the end. Number 6 ranked Florida State falls 78-56. Stetson in town to visit JU. JU running away with this one early. Rubio outside to Fernandez, who sinks the pretty 3. Rubio himself with 31 tonight in his first start. Stetson on the other side trying to keep up. They'd finally get this one to go, but JU has no problem over there tonight. They go on to win 103-92 and move to 14-9 on the season. UNF was hosting Florida Gulf Coast tonight. 31 all here with time winding down in the first. Don't leave Dallas more open or else that's what you get. Wide open 3 to give UNF the lead. Next, down 3 in the second here. UNF working it over to Garrett Sams, who, wait for it, is going to drop another pretty one. That'll be to tie it. So we move to 80 all now with less than a minute to go. FGCU with just more in the tank after this three. They go on to win it 86-82. Let's talk some Big Cats. Jaguars GM Dave Caldwell was the only one to make the trip to the Senior Bowl this year. Tom Coughlin and Doug Marrone both staying back to continue working on fixing the team. He spoke today about everything from the new structure of the team's front office to free agent signings and, of course, Blake Bortles. With all eyes on Tom Brady and Matt Ryan this week, Jags fans continue to scratch their heads and wonder if Blake is a championship quarterback. Dave Caldwell, he still thinks so.
You know, I do. I've said this time and again. I think we can win a lot of games with Blake. I think we can win a Super Bowl with Blake. And I think he needs to improve, and I think we need to improve around him, too, in order for that to happen.
Well, this year the NFL is trying to get more interest around the Pro Bowl game by adding more events like dodgeball, a power relay, and a drone drop, which is exactly what it sounds like. An actual drone holding a football, flying into the air and dropping a ball to a receiver down below. Of course, a lot of high-profile players don't typically come out to that game for fear of injuries in a, quote, meaningless game, many would say. But so much for the No Fun League there. That sounds like a lot of fun to me. Drone drop, I'll go do that. Let's go. All right, time now to check out our hashtag Team Sideline photo. This one coming from our very own meteorologist, Lauren Routenkrantz. Some warm sunshine she had this morning for Maine Spring Academy's Special Olympics at the DuPont YMCA. Of course, we want to see what you're up to as well. Snap those photos, take those videos, post them on Twitter and Instagram. Just use the hashtag Team Sideline. All right, that's it for sports. We'll be right back.